Yeah, we're releasing a game called Wizards. We're working with Toby, and that's going to come out next year. So that I'm going to show you a YouTube video of it. So
Okay.
okay, hey, thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Everybody knows that.
Did you know Pinocchio was a bad motivational speaker?
You have potential.
Oh boy. Geico.
Ah, what are you doing watching me play my own video game?
It's so weird, bud. Watch it. Tap that. That opens up this.
Yeah, we're working with him for
That's tornado down
for about a year.
Now you tap this mother. You draw the squiggly line just like that. Squiggly line. Now, tornado.
It's basically a defend game. So you're in this castle, and you're casting spells onto the enemies, and you basically will unlock more, spells and powers. Yeah. So basically, Toby's the wizard, and he's killing all types of zombies. There's about 20 levels. So this is Snow Forest. So this is pretty ambitious. Hey.
So what are some of the, like, when you're doing this type of project, what are some of the challenges you've encountered when working with, like, if this is an independent developer and, like, meeting the requirements and also then, like, going back and forth and saying, like, oh, well, now you have, I'm sure you've gotten cases where they've been like, well, now actually you have less space or something like that, or...
Well, it's really hard because the thing is that you need to scale down, and there's so many ideas where it'll just be blown out of proportion, and you have to be realistic. You have to write down basically the key items that will make the game work. So. Sorry. But yeah, that's some of the games. Yeah, I mean, boy. I mean, you have to have. I mean, it's. How do you say? It's just. God. I don't want to sound like it's like too crazy or anything like that, but you have to really, really collaborate. You need to sit down and just have basically, if you have something good, you just go with that. You go with the idea that you already, presented. You have your mechanics, you have your art style, you have a certain type of design compulsion loops. But when you go more towards the end of the project, you start adding more, and then the deadline gets pushed. Then you keep adding. The thing is, we'll never get this game done. We keep on adding, and this game is supposed to be done 6 months ago, but because they wanted to add so many things, we had to go back and also have to rewrite certain type of tools that will allow it to have a certain type of functionality. So there was a point where we were like, no, we can't add any more. It's shippable. It's time to ship, and that is where we're at. It's just you have to know when to stop adding. But and just use what you have and just polish it, and just make that better. So, but the one thing I did learn in the industry is that I mean, it's been probably about 17, 18 years, and I learned to treat everything like a knife, because if you handle a knife very carelessly, you'll end up cutting yourself. So the thing is that you have to really, really love what you do. You know, find things that inspire you. You know, things that you know always you know always have heart. You know, always learn. You know, constantly. You can't stop learning. You know, you always have to get better and improve, and that will allow you to, you know, put yourself in the right path. Because if you do bad things, you're going to do bad things. And if you do good things and you stay positive, and you'll be put in a situation where things are just falling apart, things that are just chaotic, and there's nothing you can do about it. But it's just the way you project your attitude. If you don't care, hey, guess what? The other guy won't care either. That guy's not going to care. This guy's not going to care. But there's always that one person that gets placed into absolute chaos and makes it amazing. That is an all-star. So if you get dropped into a frickin' hell zone and you have the skill set and you feel like you can do it, you can change the whole attitude of a team, you know? Because what the whole team sees is absolute darkness. And you get that one guy that wants to make it so amazing. That person becomes that light. Everyone follows towards that light. It gets crazy. The game gets amazing. People are just, you know, that's the type of energy you need. But if you go in there with an energy of, you know, it's basically you get what you get. You know, you put this out and you're going to receive, you know, the energy that you put out. So I'm just giving you a heads up. When you guys go in, you guys will be faced with situations that are kind of crazy. But, you know, just stay positive, keep cool, and figure out a solution. You know, everyone knows the building's burning. That's great. Hey, the building's burning. Okay, cool. Where's the exit? You know, work together. You know, find an exit. So, oh, I'm sorry. What's up? Did someone say it? No. So, if there's any questions, you know, that'll be great. You know, any questions about the industry? You know, art. You know, design. You know, all types of stuff. You know, animation. Yes.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for optimizing animation? Is there any ways you can?
Oh yes, yes. Yeah, actually, the funny thing is that this game we're shipping, right? We did every single thing to optimize. So we did level optimization, we did texture optimization, compression optimization, code optimization, and the frame rate wasn't hitting for iPad 2. That's what they requested. They needed to run on iPad 2, one of the most slowest little devices ever, which I just want to snap over my knee, but we had to do it. That's what they paid for. So I'm sitting there 5 a.m. in the morning figuring out what the heck is going on. And there was no documentation at the time of animation optimization, whatever. I'm looking through it, and I say, hey, whoa, what is this little option here? And I changed the compression setting to optimal. I built the game, stayed a whole half hour, waited till it was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I played it again. I said, holy, you know, shoo, you know, it works. And I was jumping. I'm like, man, this is so awesome. Then I showed it to everybody. They're like, how the heck did you do that? I said, I just had to change the compressor. There's something wrong with the animation. It was spiking using the profiler. The profiler is a lifeline. Please master the profiler or any type of perf software. You know, that's another great tool to ship a product out the door. But yeah, I set the animation, the compression to optimal for Unity. So if you use Unity, then you know that's what I set it to. But there are different compressions, so depending on what middleware you use, I guess. Yeah.
So, as a programmer who's really into like build systems and directory structures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where would I go to like learn more about directory structures and stuff that like benefit artists? And
Well, I'm just going to drop you off that file, so you can just keep it. That is the basic foundation. That's what I use all the time when I create the directory structures. That is the same directory structure that I used at Neversoft, which had the best production in the industry. And they're no longer here, which makes me really sad. They merged with Infinity Ward, and I have all my buddies out there. They're doing pretty good. They're pretty sad. It was a great company, and I shook Joel's hand. He was the president of that company, and he did a good job. He was around for about 20 years doing that stuff. He treated everyone really, really well. So really good guy. He's retired now.
How are some ways that things have changed since like the PS2 era and mobile games? Because I know that they're both similar in terms of like power specs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what are like some of the big differences that have come up since then?
I still use some PlayStation 2 techniques of building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do, because there's no way that thing's going to run on low-end devices. So thank God I learned PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1, because it's just really like old school like building, and if I happen to put like fancy shader on there, it'll tank it, and then I'll be sad, and then I'll go back to the old way of building. I'm like, oh, I should just did this in the first place. But because you want to stay on top, you want to stay cutting edge, you want to learn all the new stuff and say, haha, I know this one. But sometimes the old way will kind of save you. So I would say probably 90% was PlayStation 2 type of building. Yeah, with 10% of PC, baking and stuff like that for art, high poly, low poly. It's just basic stuff that came out 2007, even earlier. Yeah, I still use that. So.